Hey everyone, JVGM98 here, and I'm joined here with my friends Nykkes,
Hey, how's it going?
Crouton,
Eh,
Yo.
and Pastel.
What is up?
And we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Online and this specific person's leaks. Now, my personal opinion is that most of the stuff on these leaks is fake. Like, this guy, probably the only thing he got right was the online, saying when Nintendo was going to say it. And also, kind of the date, but not really. We're gonna discuss each point. So why I'm talking about this leak is pretty much because he said that Nintendo's releasing details about their online service on May 7th, which was yesterday, and that came true. This was posted 6 days ago, as of today, and so he pretty much got that right. So, and he said the service will go live on September 24th. Right now, Nintendo only said that the service is going online just the month of September. What do you guys think? September 24th.
I believe that it seems to be like, I believe September 24th seems to be like an something they will actually release on that date and time. Like I believe it could be on September 24th, or it could be earlier. For what I remember, like last year, like before the Nintendo Switch was released, like the first reveal, it said March of 2017, and most people give the speculation that it was going to be released late March, but then they confirmed it was going to be March 3rd. So the same thing that they released it a little bit too early for the Switch release release date for the console, it could be true for the Switch Online, that it could be released either in early September, or like from what the guy leaked on September 24th, I believe. Was it the 24th that he said?
September 24th, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on a Monday, in case you're wondering.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, I got enough time.
So
At least
September
at least
24th.
there's an actual frame.
What do you think? So that's believable. September 24th as a date for Nintendo's online to launch.
Yeah, it seems
I mean,
to be, yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah, because
believable.
they
I
have
guess it could make sense.
yeah, because I mean, they have an actual time frame, and they have a lot of time to do it. Not as much, but still.
Okay. Now here's where things kind of start getting like, Alright, so service offers dedicated voice chat through an existing chat service, Discord being the most popular choice, exclusive eShop discounts, and the games with Gold and PlayStation Plus like service where retro games are given to people every month and are allowed to keep the games as long as they have the service. Now, they did say we're getting NES games, like I think 20, I believe, for the first month of the service launch.
Yes.
And what's it called? And they didn't say anything about exclusive eShop discounts at the moment. And
Oh,
they
they
did
didn't?
also confirm that the voice chat, right?
Hmm.
It will be through still through the phones. There's no actual dedicated voice chat at the moment. But what do you guys think? If do you think this will happen by the time the supposed September 24th launch of the online service goes up?
Well, in regards to the NES catalog that we have access to, this whole Netflix like subscription, kind of like the similarities to the Xbox Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus subscription. At first, when they said about like 20 games that are going to be including like Balloon Fight, Tennis, Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, Ice Climbers, for $20 a year, it's actually like, in my opinion, I actually liked it because we have like, because there's some NES games that some of us might missed out, like probably Tennis, Balloon Fight. Well, to me, like I feel that it's a really nice but Nintendo's trying giving us like the catalog of NES games that we could have access to for free as long as we're part of the subscription service, compared to the $60 offering that we see from PlayStation and Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Hmm.
What about you, Crouton? What do you believe about what they're offering supposedly from this leak?
Wait, can you repeat the leak again? I wasn't
Uh,
sure
you know
what
the-
we actually had to...
No.
Pay attention, boy.
Another
No, kidding. It said offers dedicated voice chat in game, eShop discounts, and games as service, or like for a month there you get like a certain amount of games for free for that month.
Don't forget cloud save.
Actually,
Yeah, but the cloud save is gonna come out later on, though.
I believe this leak doesn't even mention cloud saves.
Does it mention? Oh, we're talking about the leaks or the actual?
No, we're talking about the leaks, the supposed leak, you know?
Yeah, just
Ah, all right.
Yeah. So what do you think? Theo?
well, I don't believe in this leak anymore.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't believe in it either. But you know what? It's worth talking about it. What if something
Yeah.
does come out to be
Fake
true out of
news?
this? You know, they're holding it back. You know.
Hmm. I mean, 20 games a month seems a tiny bit. How would you say?
Over generous.
Yes.
Not that. It's just that they're mostly older games. You know, the ones that
Yeah,
like.
like
I mean,
catalog
sure,
of
there are
like
older
games.
games, but
Yeah.
I don't know. 20 games is still a lot of games. And even if there are only NES games that are kind of small games, um, it's still very generous. I think it would be more of a 15 mark, so we can hit like this 30-day thing, like every 2 days you get a new game, maybe.
I think the 20 games that they offer at launch is good enough because there, like I said before, that there's some NES games that we may played a little bit in the past or not played, and it gives us like a very selection of titles that we may think of like, hey, like I wasn't thinking of buying it, but thanks to the subscription service from Nintendo, now I get a chance to try out a game that I haven't thought of getting or thought of like having the desires of playing it. Now we have it for free to see. Uh, especially to the fans who have played games for a long time to have access to these catalog of the NES games and with the whole online integration. To me, I feel like 20 games is a really good start in terms of for this September 24th launch of the subscription service.
Oh, yeah, and speaking of what they're doing with the older retro games, this leak did say that Nintendo is ditching the Virtual Console brand and replacing it with Nintendo Classics. Now, here's the thing: Nintendo did confirm that Virtual Console is not returning at all. They did mention that.
But it
Well,
might come back as a new system, though.
I'll be honest, like, cause this is where it confused me and confused the others because yeah, they did say, they did state it in the quote. Let me search it up because I remember like reading this before. It said that there are currently no plans to bring classic games together under the Virtual Console banner. They said no plans. It could imply that they're not focusing on the Virtual Console right now. It no plans does not equal to not confirmed coming. No Virtual Console because when they said no plans, they mean like I believe that they might work on it under the whole Nintendo Classics or like a new version of the Virtual Console. Like right now, I believe they're testing the waters of the whole online service with the NES games. And if people are not into the online service and the NES games, and then there's going to be the whole Virtual Console. Like I said, there are currently no plans. I believe they will implement Virtual Console, just not at this time. Perhaps later in the future.
Well, this leak supposedly, well, Nintendo said no Virtual Console whatsoever. However, this person did say there would be something replaced with it called Nintendo Classics, which I can kind of believe. You know, Nintendo just kind of releasing, it doesn't matter. Let's just release it as Nintendo Classics, our new brand, and just here's a GBA game from the prior days. You know, I'm pretty sure it's gonna still be there. You know, I just don't think it's gonna be called Virtual Console.
Yeah, it's gonna be called like in a different name, kind of like remember like with Club Nintendo, it used to be called Club Nintendo. Now it's called My Nintendo, like the whole
That garbage
reward
system rewards.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, it's true.
Yeah,
yeah.
the reward system is not as great.
Seems kind of
but,
seems
The
kind of
nightmare.
believable with the whole Nintendo Classics approach, like the ability to get NES, SNES, possibly Nintendo 60, Nintendo GameCube if that ever happens. But like I believe the Nintendo Classics, the name seems to be very encouraging. Seems to be like very convincing.
And this person also mentioned games offered through this are much cheaper than they were before, and is going to launch with NES and GBA games in August. We know about the NES games. GBA games will be interesting. If this does happen to be true, we have to wait. And not only that, they said that SNES and N64 games being made available around late 2018 and early 2019. What do you think?
ooh.
With the Nintendo 64, I could see that like later in 2019. Like you mentioned before about the GBA, like GBA catalog games coming as well, right?
Yeah, that's apparently it's going to come out along with the NES games and all that stuff.
That's interesting because like with Nintendo's previous console, the Wii U, it did allow us to to play GBA games on the Virtual Console, whether from the TV or the Wii U gamepad. That I could see, because there's still many people who have the 3DS and like still want to have the ability to play GBA games on the 3DS. Only to those who had the ambassadors program, the people who bought the 3DS in 2011, like at launch. But I could see like it could be a pretty good deal for us to have like GBA games on the Nintendo Switch, obviously because of the portability factor and the ability to play on the go by obvious means. Now with the Nintendo 64, things could get interesting because we already know that Nintendo confirmed with the NES games having online play, online integration, and the majority of us 90s kids, we grew up playing the Nintendo 64, and we can imagine how it's like to play like games like Mario Kart 64, Star Fox 64, GoldenEye, even the first Smash Brothers game support online play. I would like to see how they can integrate that in their approach to the online field.
Okay, what about you, Theo?
Plus, I mean, it would be pretty aesthetically pleasing to see. I mean, just imagine like at launch they just decide to show a picture of somebody playing Super Mario Odyssey, and then right next to them you see them playing. You see another person on the Switch playing Super Mario 64. It would be nice to see like them bring back some of the legendary games from all the older consoles that we all grew up with.
Indeed. Hey,
it'd be
bringing back Smash, like the original Smash on the N64, because I believe that was only on the Wii shop channel, and I don't think it was on the Wii U. You know, so it's like a nice way to get the original Smash without having to. Besides the Wii U Wii Shop channel, because I'm pretty sure the online's gone already for it.
Well,
they took out the ability to get
Wii
points.
Okay, so pretty much at this moment it's just pointless. Like, you know, so it saves you money instead of buying an actual N64 and buying a cartridge, which at this point I'm pretty sure it's expensive.
Luckily, I got the Smash Brothers for the Wii Virtual Console service just in case, because I used to have the N64 copy, but I don't know what happened. But like, it would be great if there wasn't another format to get Smash Brothers 64 on the Switch, because the only two ways now, currently is on the N64 cartridges, and like before the whole Wii points added, before that was discontinued, we had the other format of getting it on the Wii Virtual Console service. So I would like to see more range of N64 classics into the Switch besides the ones that we currently have. Like, I believe on the Wii U eShop, I just checked the other day, we only have like 21 or 22 N64 games from the Wii U eShop, and that included games that was one was made by Rare, which was Donkey Kong 64, which was an interesting title that we didn't get on the Wii Virtual Console, but we got it on the Wii U. So I would like to see more N64 classics that we did not get from the Virtual Console service, to see them come to life once again on the Nintendo Switch, a la Mario Party, Dr. Mario 64, Pokemon Snap.
Yay, Pokemon Snap. What's it called? The only N64 games I see not being added to the eShop would probably be Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and Killer Instinct Gold.
Yeah.
That's the only what's it called? Those are the only N64 games I see not making it on the eShop. That makes sense. It's an Xbox.
Perfect Dark and 007 either.
That too.
Because Rareware seems to live up to the Rare part of its name now.
Yeah.
It's called Xbox. Alright, so let's see. Let's move on here, because that was pretty much it when it comes to what he said is going to be coming online. Some of this stuff wasn't confirmed on May 7th. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see until once September hits. And we'll see if this ends up legit. Now, here's where I kind of feel like this guy's leak is kind of and this is his E3 predictions. So we're gonna be hearing.
Boy.
So if
Baby.
yeah, so if supposedly this guy's correct, this will be our E3 lineup for Nintendo. All right, and he says it'll be 36 minutes. We have not. Yeah, 36. I mean, 36 minutes is a normal time.
It's still good enough. Like last year, we only got 25 minutes, and they gave us a whole pack of information, like confirmations of like Nintendo Switch, and even I believe some 3DS games in there. And that was just 25 minutes.
That was during the Nintendo.
Actually, there wasn't any 3DS games. It was just all Switch games, and then 3DS was held on the side. Yeah.
It was all during the Nintendo Treehouse that they showed off.
So he said it'll be 36 minutes. It will be focusing only on Switch titles, and the treehouse will be used to announce and show 3DS titles. Just like how last year, how we got Metroid Samus Returns, which was really nice.
Yep.
So apparently
How is it happening?
the first reveal is supposed to be the Spyro trilogy coming to the Switch.
Wait, can you repeat that?
The Spyro trilogy, which is supposed to be coming
Reignited.
to the Switch. Yeah, Spyro Reignited trilogy.
Yeah, I could see that happening
Let's
because
see.
I can see that possibly happening because when, like, I think it was in April 6th, like we got the whole, after we've been speculating that Spyro is coming to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, like everything, we got the trailer and we saw like it was coming to PS4 and Xbox One, but we didn't see the Nintendo Switch logo,
Mhm.
and I remember in the Nintendo Direct back in March. When Crash Bandicoot was announced coming to the Nintendo Switch in a big way in that Nintendo Direct, I could see that same similar treatment to Spyro confirmed coming to the Nintendo Switch, and it'll be great. But I'm not sure if it will be the first to start off the big E3 presentation for Nintendo.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be Spyro starting up the Nintendo E3. They're gonna announce like a first party title or maybe Smash. Most likely Smash.
I think Smash will probably
And,
be the last thing they show off.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're gonna show off the Spyro remastered trilogy just because it's been how long has it been? Like a month since we heard about Spyro
A
coming?
month.
Yeah, like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said they didn't really have a plan. I mean they didn't say that it was coming to Switch.
And
So
that
I
could
would
also be a
say
cover up, like
maybe
they
we
could be,
should wait.
hiding things under the rug,
Remember
Yeah.
that the Nintendo UK website showed that there was like a leak of Spyro coming to
You're
the
right.
Switch from Nintendo's UK.
Oh,
That's right.
Remember-
It got
remember-
yeah, I remember that, and it got deleted.
Yeah, so possibly we might see Spyro coming to the Switch in some big announcement like E3 or possibly later down the line, closer to its release date.
Like I plan on buying it for
remember
the
we got-
PlayStation,
That
but
makes
you know
sense.
what? It's fine. Hey,
Yeah.
for those that want it on the Switch, take it on the go. That would be nice.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here. Like for Spyro, he has that PlayStation legacy just like with Crash Bandicoot, but having have the ability to play these classic, or what they once were PlayStation classics on the go is good.
Mhm.
I'll get both versions for the sake of it. PlayStation for console gaming, and then the Nintendo Switch for the portable go.
Okay. The next title that's apparently going to be shown is that upcoming Fire Emblem title. The thing is, we have nothing for the upcoming Fire Emblem title, so we can't really say anything like what's going to be shown off.
Yeah, it's not really conclusive because I
Yeah.
mean, what would they show? They would have at least given us a few hints by now.
Yeah.
but,
And it's
they
supposed.
said that. Oops.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. You can.
Should I go?
Yeah, go.
I think, I mean, they said that by 2018 we would learn something about Fire Emblem,
Yeah.
and E3 is the best time to do it.
Yeah.
I thought they
True.
were gonna do it from that Nintendo Direct in March because I was expecting at least that and the new Yoshi game for the Nintendo Switch
Yeah,
to
me
announce
too.
at
Me
least
too.
from the Direct.
Yeah. No, I think
But,
we all
uh,
were.
It's supposed to be the other way around with Smash and Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently the name of the game is going to be called Lustrous Daybreak. I
Yeah.
can't really say anything about that name. I don't know. It sounds really
I mean-
fake to me. I can't say anything because we haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
It sounds weird.
I guess the only thing I could say is just pretty much make the gameplay like Fates. For those that haven't played Fire Emblem Fates, the gameplay was really awesome, really damn good. More balanced than what Awakening was because Awakening was super broken.
Yeah, it really was.
But just make the story good, like Awakening story it's okay, like I mean nostalgia could probably cloud some people, because usually most of the people played Awakening first. Fate's story was not handled well. I just hope it has like a good story, kind of like with Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia. Really good story. The gameplay for that game was just brought back guidance, but pretty much
Yeah.
I just hope it has the gameplay of Fates with just a good story. And supposedly the game will be coming out holiday of this year.
Holiday. So first we got like the whole Pokemon and Smash coming this year, Fire Emblem. Okay, I have another question. I know this doesn't have to do with the leaks, but I remember Pikmin 4. Miyamoto confirmed something like Pikmin 4 is in development and close to completion like a few years ago. When are we gonna see Pikmin 4 for the Nintendo Switch? I want to see news regards to Pikmin 4 because there are people just we got legions of fans for Fire Emblem and like from other Nintendo franchises. What about Pikmin 4? Because it's been a few years since Miyamoto confirmed like Pikmin 4 was in development and it's close to completion. When are we going to see Pikmin 4? Maybe this year's E3?
Maybe.
Apparently in this
Yeah.
leak it mentions nothing of Pikmin 4. I'll just tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of a shame though because Pikmin 1 and 2 were like godsends for Nintendo because they were like really good. And then you had Pikmin 3 which was okay. And then you had and then when they brought out Hey Pikmin for the 3DS, it was like, "Oh, this is not Pikmin 4." And it's
No, it wasn't.
and it certainly wasn't Pikmin 4. And the thing about Hey Pikmin was, I mean, yeah, we're jumping off topic a bit, but the thing with Hey Pikmin was, even though it was nice for all the Pikmin fans to finally see Olimar and all the Pikmin again, it wasn't really much of the change when you think about it. Like
I felt it
you
was like
really-
a side series, like a spin-off
Yeah.
kind of treatment.
Mm.
Especially
it's like
a
it didn't
side
really
story.
hit in a big way.
But
I don't know anything
I
about Pikmin, so I
know-
can't add anything.
can I add something? It's not really something about League, but Miyamoto also talked about having a new way. Like he wouldn't do another F-Zero unless he found some kind of thing with the controller.
Ugh.
And the Nintendo Switch is, I mean, I don't know, it looks pretty perfect to me.
Well,
Hmm.
the closest thing we got to F-Zero is the Fast Racing Neo and the Fast RMX
Ah.
thing.
Yeah.
And that's the closest thing we have at the moment because it has that F-Zero treatment. In fact, there's a name of vehicle called Full Con Capital, and it's like a little reference Captain Falcon. They named the vehicle in that game Full Con Capital, something like that. And I was like, oh, they did an F-Zero little reference right there. Just they reverse or like rearrange some of the letters there. So, but yeah, I agree with you, Theo. Like to see, I really hope to see F-Zero come back again because the last one we got was like for the GameCube and like for the Game Boy Advance. So
yeah, no. But I don't
we
know.
really
It's
hope-
also F-Zero's not on this list of this supposed leak either.
Yeah.
The next topic actually is
Unfold.
the Yoshi game, which was shown off at E3 of last year. Makes sense for this game to show up.
yeah,
It's going to be titled Flipped Around, supposedly, and it will feature the
Flip
same amiibo functionality as Woolly World. I never played Woolly World, so I don't know how the amiibo functionality worked. And like, costumes, I guess.
costumes.
Yeah, costumes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
it was
supposed
just
to,
like-
that great.
color yarns based on the characters. Like if you scan in the Fox McCloud one, you get the Fox McCloud yarn. And if you could put Lady Policina or any other characters, it will be based on the colors of their signature character.
and it will be
so
released.
It was aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, and it'll be released in August. What do you think? August has a believable release date, or
I do not think so. August is a horrible time to throw in the game because it's
Remember
basically the month.
Lawbreakers?
Lawbreakers?
Oh,
Released in
okay.
August.
I mean,
oh yeah,
I-
Lawbreakers released in August.
We-
That flopped.
Lawbreakers what?
okay.
Yeah,
No, but
Lawbreakers who?
seriously,
But
if there's one thing that I learned from my video game intro class, is that never release a game in August because that's when people don't give a fuck about games.
what's it called? Well, I think August is a good time because by the time October comes out, if you notice, most of these games are not coming out in October because that's when Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out. And whenever a
And,
Rockstar game comes out, everyone buys it,
Whenever Rockstar puts out a game, every game just dies.
pretty much.
Yeah. I thought Red Dead Redemption 2 was gonna come in November, but they said it was October. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
this year's Call of Duty, the Black Ops 4 it's gonna have its first ever release
Alright.
on October.
We're
instead
getting
of
ahead.
Typical November.
We're getting
Yeah, I
ahead.
know.
There.
It's
We'll talk
Battle
about.
Royale.
That's for a different
boy.
topic.
Yeah, it's for a different topic. There's a time and a place for everything, Professor Oak said.
Yeah.
Alright,
You're
so
right.
the next topic here. We're gonna get a new Paper Mario game. However, it's not gonna be developed by Intelligent Systems, the normal Paper Mario devs, and also the Fire Emblem devs.
It would make sense.
It's gonna go back to the traditional partner style gameplay, but still heavily features the character limitations imposed for Sticker Star and Color Splash, and it's gonna be coming in 2019. Now,
Someone translate what that means.
like pretty much for me it sounds like something like, oh, like let me just scare people off. Usually most of the time the stuff you don't want usually sometimes come true, in terms of leaks.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what's scaring me. What do you think of how they're doing with Paper Mario?
Well, You said that it might implement the gimmicks of like sticker stars and color splash. You're saying for the next Paper Mario game on the Nintendo Switch?
In terms of like character limitations, how it's just like a bunch of toads, you know?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, because in the 1,000 Year Door we had different unique personalities and aesthetics
Yeah.
of toads.
Yeah, we had different unique personalities. There was different races. There was everything.
Yeah.
that
Well-
doesn't make any.
Well, we got to see how the Paper Mario formula will transition to the Nintendo Switch, because there are a lot of fans out there that still want that the 1,000 Door treatment kind of thing.
Because if you think about it, Miyamoto said that they want Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario to be completely different in some way.
Yeah, no, which is
They,
like
they didn't want the same.
he
thing.
didn't want two
So-
RPGs.
Yeah, so character uniqueness is something
Hash-
that both Paper Mario and Mario Luigi doesn't have. It's still all about Toads. Like the last two Mario and Luigi games and the last Paper Mario game.
Some people want more unique
Oh.
characters, you know.
Yeah.
Hashtag bring back Gino.
Yes.
Like
Oh yeah, from Super Mario RPG.
you remember that? It's like saying, "Hey, remember that moment in Paper Mario Sticker Star where you saved that Toad? Oh, which Toad are you talking about? The green one?
Yeah.
No thanks."
Yeah.
All right, so
Like, you remember that time you turned that toad into a key? Which key?
Oh,
You know, the
the
key that was
the Keyblade.
use the keyhole.
Alright. So the next topic is apparently we're gonna get Mario Odyssey DLC, and supposedly Luigi's gonna be released as a playable character, and is gonna add 20 unique moons. This is where I think it's kind of stretching it. Wario and Waluigi are also being made playable with 70 moons each as well. No tentative release date on the other two characters, but they are being made playable at the show floor. This sounds like you're really stretching it. As much as I would love for this to be true, this is like
As much as I would love for all of that to just conveniently show up, it's like one of those one or the other things. It's like, you know, you're bringing in the DLC characters, that's cool, but bringing in moons on top of that, that's just sort of where I'm like,
what's
you
really
have
stretched?
one or the other.
No, what's really stretching is like the whole addition to Wario and Waluigi. Like,
yeah,
like adding
Yeah.
Luigi to be a playable character
I can see it.
Okay.
is really convincing. Like that is possible.
Yeah, you can't have Mario without Luigi.
Exactly. And like the Luigi's
Just replace-
balloon challenge with the Luigi's balloon challenge was a nice little addition. But we just at the time we thought, hey, we could play as Luigi, but no. But hopefully, we get to see Luigi as a playable character, kind of like what they like he was playable in the Super Mario Galaxy series.
I feel like if they add Luigi as a playable, like Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi, if this ends up being true and they add him as DLC, you just won't be able to access Luigi's balloon world. You know, just that Luigi will just disappear from the map. You know.
Yeah.
Or maybe
you
it
only be
becomes,
able to-
Luigi with
maybe it becomes Mario's balloon world.
There you go.
All right. So this one, Activision is going to be making some announcements. Apparently, there's going to be a Crash Bandicoot amiibo being made, and adds harder time trials to the Insane trilogy, and is teased to have some kind of functionality with the Spiral trilogy. Yes,
It would make
Yes.
sense.
Oh my yes.
I would
The
like.
funny-
Ooh.
The funny thing about that is that on Saturday I decided to buy the Crash Bandicoot Totaku figure. It's one of those, the PlayStation's version of the amiibo.
The PlayStation amiibo.
Yeah.
The Play
It was a
Neatos.
Totaku, and like the moment you said about Crash Bandicoot having its own amiibo, I'm looking at the Totaku figure. Like, it's possible. I mean, I would love to see Crash Bandicoot in amiibo form. I mean, with Dark Souls, they got the Solaris amiibo all set. So to see Crash Bandicoot have its own amiibo with harder time challenges, I would love that.
Yeah, I'll be down for a Crash amiibo. I'll buy that.
And,
Same.
and if,
I
and if they
dig it.
make
Crash
an
Team
amiibo,
Racing.
if they make an amiibo, that means he's gonna get in Smash. Am I right?
Crash for Smash.
All right, so
Crash for Smash.
these three topics here, there's not much to talk about except for maybe the last one, I guess. This one is we really we at least don't care about it. Black Ops 4, apparently it's called Battle Royale, is coming to Switch with crossplay with PS4 and Xbox One. However, only the Battle Royale leak stuff that's been going around. Regular Black Ops 4 is not coming to Switch, supposedly.
I mean, if you
No, I don't
leak
believe
that,
that.
I mean, if you leak battle royale stuff, it's just gonna turn into another social rant about how battle royales are becoming sort of the thing nowadays.
It's gonna be milked,
Yeah.
and eventually it's gonna die out. You know, like kind of like how the Overwatch gameplay was being milked, and eventually that died out. You know,
Or League of
Yeah.
Legends.
and also, but yeah, no. So yeah, not much to say
Yeah,
about
that's
there.
just
You know,
this-
Black Ops 4. I mean,
The Black Ops 4, I don't believe about the whole battle royale. Even like we already had like weeks ago, like Black Ops 4 not having a campaign and everything. I mean,
that's,
we're not Call of Duty fans, but like, and I don't believe about the whole crossplay between PS4, Xbox One, and Switch because PS4
no,
doesn't
it
allow
didn't mention
crossplay.
it didn't mention PS4. It said PC and Xbox.
Oh, okay.
And even getting rid of the campaign. I mean, I play shooting games, kinda. I mean, I'm more of a tactical shooter instead of like Call of Duty. But when you think about taking the campaign, one of the things that gives us like story and character development and a bunch of other things to the point where we're caring about soldiers that we definitely didn't give a crap about, like when the story began. And then it's like turning it into like a battle royale, like just another PUBG. It just,
Yeah,
I don't know.
milk
man.
franchise.
I don't know.
It's gonna suck in my opinion. I don't want it to happen like that, but you know, I don't play Call of Duty anymore, so I mean, whatever.
The only Activisions that we care about is Crash Bandicoot and Spiral.
Indeed.
That's it.
Pretty much.
All right. I don't know if you ever paid attention, but Sega revealed their Sega Ages line in Japan, like what they're gonna be releasing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's nice.
Oh yeah, I remember
Apparently,
that.
apparently for the West, the two games they're releasing under it are the first two Sonic Adventure games. I mean, there's not much to say about Sonic Adventure. I mean, me personally, I love Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. I love those games a lot. There's some issues with the game, yes, but that's about it. We can talk about, I guess, when it comes to this. I mean, what do you think of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 coming to Switch?
I would like to see. Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, I too definitely love the Sonic Adventure games, especially Sonic Adventure DX for the Nintendo GameCube that I
Mhm.
played at a friend's house, and that was really fun despite its flaws. But to see that, like like I said, the ability to play these Sonic games on the go, especially Adventures 1 and 2, would be great.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I believe that it could. I mean, we got like the successful Sonic Mania and the sort of semi successful Sonic Forces. I thought it looked good. I'm like, but we could see like a Sonic Adventures coming to the Nintendo Switch in some fashion here and there.
Okay.
Sonic
not
Adventures 1 and 2, in parentheses, minor bug fixes.
And then we get Sonic Adventure 3, aka Sonic 06.
Future
Let's not
Downstairs,
even
Double
mention
Mix,
Sonic 06.
Oh no!
And Knuckles.
Stuff.
Knuckles Mania.
And Knuckles.
Alright, hold on. Let me
Is
get the
that-
next topic.
Jake, is that all the leaks that we have?
Oh
that
no,
you-
we're getting to the end, but like we're not done yet. So next is the Sonic racing game that they kind of teased off at that
Oh yeah.
PSI. I forgot what it was called. The stream.
Everybody's Supersonic Racing.
So yeah, apparently it's gonna be. Speaking of Supersonic Racing, the game is apparently gonna be
Sonic
called
R.
Supersonic Racing, and
Oh.
it's gonna take inspiration from Sonic R, with some characters like Sonic running on their own while Tails use vehicles. Some kind of Nintendo exclusive content is teased for the game as well. I don't believe this. I personally like the way they did with Sonic and All Stars Racing Transform. You know, everyone's on cars, you know, and you
Yeah.
get the whole unique mechanic. But your thoughts on that?
I want to see more of the Sonic All-Star Racing approach, not the Sonic Racing R thing. So I would definitely want to see something similar to the All-Star Racing series, like with the Nintendo twist. Because I remember that the Wii U version of Sonic All-Star Racing Transform supports up to 5 players, 4 on the big screen, and the 5th player uses the Wii U gamepad. So if the Sonic Racing provides like an intuitive racing experience on the Nintendo Switch, I would like to see some exclusive content or an exclusive immersive ways to play in that sense.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't
don't
mind it. I
think-
just hope that like it isn't the case. You know, everyone's on cars. You know, like Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see Sonic on feet because otherwise he'd be
They're really quick. Yeah, they're too fast.
Yeah,
Too fast for
and
cooking.
that's why they put him in the car. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
Sonic is if he's supposed to be the fastest hedgehog alive.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next thing is that we're gonna get Metroid Prime 4 gameplay trailer. I can kind of see that. I kind of figured. And the game's gonna be coming out
can
in
kinda-
2019.
That I
I can
believe.
see that.
That
I
I
I
can
can
believe that.
believe it at like a 50% degree.
I don't know. I think it's possible. I mean, like we just got the announcement. They didn't really have nothing in a year. They can definitely, if they're how long they're working, they definitely probably have something to show off now.
I mean,
But I
just like a
believe,
little teaser, maybe.
Nah.
but I
If they
believe
pull-
it could be released sometime in 2019. Like they could show us like a little bit of the trailer, not like the teaser that they did last year, but like
The actual
See,
gameplay, the tease. You know.
exactly at least a little trailer and like gameplay, and we could possibly see that bits of it in this year's E3, and then we might see it in 2019. Like I believe it's going to come out in 2019 because 2018 release is a bit too soon enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, just releasing it in late 2018 is sort of even stretching it. I mean, I mean, even with Sakurai levels of dedication, because
Yeah.
because I'm sorry. After Smash 4 released, Sakurai literally took no breaks. So I mean, even with that level of dedication, it took him at least a good two almost 3 years. So 2019 release is more believable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. So the next topic here, like, this is where I kind of believe this topic is kind of fake. This leak.
Yeah.
Okay. So Pokemon for the Switch is gonna be revealed at here. I don't see it happening in my opinion because like I would see it like something like later on next year. Me personally. But if it happens, it
Yeah.
happens. I'm not gonna be mad. But here's where I believe it's fake. It's a new take on Red and Blue and features graphics that are midway between Sun and Moon and Pokken. No.
Why?
Yeah.
That
no.
just
Why would you
seems
do that?
Really, no.
Yeah, I mean that just seems like a stretch, to be honest.
That
I
really
mean,
sounds like
no.
a.
Why
because
would you do that?
because I mean the Pokemon remake thing. I mean the Pokemon remaking concept that they always do. That's perfectly believable because we had Red and Blue, then we had Fire Red and Leaf Green, and a bunch of other remakes that came right after.
Plus,
To,
you know, go
but
ahead.
I mean to say that in the midst of it we're gonna put graphics that are similar to the Sun and Moon franchise, but touch it up a little to make it look more like Pokken. That is preposterous.
That and like we don't start off Pokemon games with a remake. We start off with a new gen. This is saying
Yeah,
like a
you're
Red
right.
and Blue remake, you know. So it's like, that's really far stretching.
Yeah, like they could just start off with the new generation, and then later on, if they're interested, they could do like a remake, possibly like Diamond and Pearl, or like start with the new generation, and then continue on possibly with a remake with using the same Switch engine for that new generation Pokemon, if possible.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
I mean,
damn sure they're gonna make Generation 8.
Yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. But we just don't know
Yeah.
when they'll show it off. That's about
yeah,
it.
I mean, it's a good formula. You bring in the new generation, you slap in a bit of the old generation, and then you just keep consistently bringing in something new. It's like easing old Pokemon fans into this newer generation of Pokemon.
Yeah. All right. So this next topic, I mean, I personally never cared about these games, but I mean, the only really thing I cared about was the lore, you know, at the time. But apparently, supposedly, FNAF is coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
Reports are
I've heard
are
that.
coming. Hold up. Apparently, it's gonna be censored on Scott Cawthon's end, not enforced by
I read
Nintendo.
that earlier.
I mean,
What's there to censor, really? I guess.
I mean,
I don't know.
the Scott Cawthon lore tour is pretty much going to be good for FNAF fans. I mean, personally, I played a few of the games. I mean, they didn't necessarily scare me, but it
They're
was good
just-
to see some sort of story be like fragmented until all the pieces were put together by Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Simulator. But on the topic of censoring, there's really nothing to censor.
There
I mean,
isn't.
I mean, because when you think about it, what are you going to censor? It's like, oh, we're going to make it less scary. Just don't buy it for your kids.
I don't
Or
know.
take out those like scary animatronic insides. Like I don't think there's nothing to be censored of, and like I don't believe about Five Nights at Freddy's coming to the Nintendo Switch because I think like the whole game like it was it was popular back in 2014 with the first two FNAF, and then it kind of died out and slowly dwindled down.
Yeah, no, the popularity of it is not as high as how it was before.
Nah.
I don't think it would happen though. I mean, I think this is fake.
2014 was like the last year it was super popular before it started like going into like part 3 and then part 4 and then like this Five Nights at Freddy's World RPG and then like
Yeah, that was a spin-off,
Oh.
you know.
Yeah, that
Well, I
was.
mean, it was more of a spin-off. It's more like the family member that you don't talk about at a family reunion.
I guess.
Yeah.
But anyways,
But I don't
before we
see
get
it
off
happening
topic,
Yeah.
before we get off, the last thing that is apparently going to be shown off in the E3 presentation is the big one. There's going to be 2 trailers for Smash.
Yes.
And what's it called? And this is gonna be the last thing. It's gonna reveal one of the trailers is gonna reveal apparently Captain Toad. I would like that. I wouldn't mind it. I'll be like, hell yeah, I take it.
Hashtag Captain Toad, best Toad.
Now here's where it gets interesting. The other reveals are supposedly Crash and Spyro, and this is apparently why they've been quiet about the Switch version of the trilogy of the Spyro trilogy. Gameplay is shown as a mix of Smash 4 and Melee, being very colorful yet detailed, and it's supposed to come out September alongside the online service. And Ice Climbers will be revealed, but during the Treehouse presentation.
Can I start?
Huh.
Can I start talking about it?
Go ahead, bro. You jump in. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to the order of the E3, I do not think that Spyro is going to be revealed in that way. I think they're going to reveal him first for Smash, if the leak is real, and then they're going to show off the Spyro trilogy remastered. They did that for Shulk back during the Japanese E3 when it said that it would come out for the 3DS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember
Yeah, that's
that?
true.
I remember that.
So
That's
I think
true.
they're gonna do it in this way. Now, when it comes to Crash and Spyro in Smash, I'm not saying that it's fake,
I see
but
Crash.
there's a possibility.
I see Crash higher
Crash
than
is the
Spyro.
most likely. Crash is the most likely.
Crash is more
Likely than Spyro.
probably. I believe like Crash, like to have his big reveal entering to
And I
Smash
don't-
Bros. I believe that more.
Hey, if we get Spyro though, I'll take it. You know, I don't mind Spyro. I like the purple dragon. You know.
Yeah, I love Spyro too.
We all
But
Yeah, it'd be a nice little nostalgia trip, you know?
like the face of Activision when it comes to either Spyro or Crash is most Crash. You're not gonna bring 2 Activision characters.
Yeah.
and watch the PlayStation fans. To those who grew up with Crash and Spyro on the PlayStation, some of them they were just like, wait, what? Spyro and Crash are in are now in Smash? Aren't they PlayStation characters? And like I was like that with Crash because I like Crash Bandicoot holds a special place in my heart as a PlayStation character. But ever since they moved away, like they don't own the rights anymore. Well, actually, Universal had more rights to both of these characters, and then they became third party. So, to see Crash and Spyro come to Smash will especially Crash in my eyes will be a dream come true.
Yeah, Spyro would also be a dream come true for me, but I just don't see him over Crash. You know, like Crash in terms of gameplay, I can see it more happening than Spyro in terms of his gameplay. The one I'm interested, if this leak is true, is Captain Toad, because the guy can't jump.
Yes.
Toad being revealed.
I need to see I need to see what moveset they're gonna pull out.
What's
for
it called?
good old
White
Captain
men can't
Toad.
jump.
Because guys, Captain Toad cannot jump at all.
He can't.
No.
So I'm
He
curious to see.
really
He could
cannot.
pluck plants out of the ground and throw like the Super Mario Brothers 2 fashion. I could see
Or
that.
the
That's one
pickaxe.
of
Oh yeah, the Doki Doki Panic fashion.
yes,
Yeah.
the Doki Doki.
I mean, I see Captain Toad coming to Smash, but not during E3.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna reveal something better, like maybe Decidui or...
We're probably gonna get the Inkling
Something
gameplay.
like that.
I mean, well, Decidueye probably later,
Yeah.
in my opinion, but Inkling is definitely gonna be
Well-
shown off.
Well, I mean, the Inkling gameplay is a given because I mean, after the little teaser that we got that the Inklings were definitely going to be added to Smash.
Yeah.
It's a matter of time.
Yes. And apparently the Ice Climbers at the Treehouse. I don't know. In my opinion, I would rather have
That would make
the Ice Climbers shown off at the presentation, but whatever. I mean, Ice Climbers if they're there. But anyways, that's about it. Yeah. That was a whole leak in general. What do you think about that leak? I personally believe that it's fake. Like the E3
it's
presentation as a whole.
definitely fake.
I mean, I personally believe, I mean, there might be believable things here and there, but I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I could believe that there's some information could be true, but it's mostly like it's more probability of like it's not gonna happen because like we've done a lot of predictions of like these Nintendo events, especially with Nintendo Direct and E3, and while some of them may be true, most of them were out of context. Like, because this is Nintendo we're talking about. Like, they could surprise us in many ways that we don't know. Like,
Yeah.
we can predict of what Nintendo is gonna deliver. We just don't know how they're gonna execute it because they could surprise us in any way. Whether they could surprise us or disappoint us. This is Nintendo. Like,
All right. So with that, we're pretty much done. I gotta go now because I gotta get a haircut. But that's about it. So overall, that was our thoughts and everything. This is JVGM, my friend, joined by my friends. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys next podcast whenever that ever happens. If I continue my channel, XD.
yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right.
See ya
Later, everyone.
later.